Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of the Building a 138 Beats per Minute Uplifting Trance track. And this episode is the breakdown. And I'm just going to play it through and then we'll talk about it. So here we go. Okay, so one of the first things that you'll notice is that there is no automation. I don't like programming a bunch of automation in early. Sometimes I do for an effect to see if it works, but the basic automation that's put into a track like this to create movement, like filters opening, volumes getting quiet, loud, that type of stuff. I usually do, and after I get the basic foundation of the track, then I start what I call putting the furniture in and all of the hanging the pictures in the house. That's kind of the analogy I use. Okay, so I'm just going to start with what I've added here. One of the first things that I added was uh, this, after the acid quits right here, I added a little intro, kind of a teaser to that this is a piano trance. So here we go here. It's just, so it's basically to give you a little bit of a taste of the melody and to add a little bit of interest to the track as it starts building. Okay. And then basically what I did is I duplicated the track because I wanted this one to be a little bit quieter and have a little bit different EQ profile. Okay. So, and then I threw a ride in here. We'll just go from top to bottom here. This ride, what I did is I have two ultra beats with the same sample. I don't like working in individual tracks, slots in ultra beat because it's a little bit too fiddly for me. So what I did is I just took the MIDI and I have the on beat, then the off beat is the next track. So it just, when they're combined, let me just solo this right here. And then you add the other one, it goes. The reason that I wanted separate hits rather than having them all on the same trigger channel of ultra beat is that the ride has a chance to ring out that way. And so it's run through a bus, then I have a little bit of distortion, the decapitator, a little bit of drive just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Then I shaped the transient a little bit, kind of took the clickiness away from the attack and added a little bit of sustain. Then I put in actually these are out of order. I should have this first, which is kind of the reductive EQ. And then the new tube EQ that's came with the Logic 10.4 update that I'm really happy about. It's a great update. This is the Pultec Vintage EQ. They call it the Vintage Tube EQ. And I've got a little boost up here in the between 8 and 9. So to kind of brighten that up. Okay, and then I added a white noise pulse that I'm going to have to work a little bit with the transient of, or the envelope. It's a little bit too long, so I'm going to shorten that up, but that just adds a little bit of sizzle once you get into the breakdown here. Okay, then I added this big bass drone, and it's a silent 16 saw voices, detuned a lot, and I ran it through a space designer, kind of give it a little bit of an epic sound. And I really haven't done anything with the EQ here. Okay, and then I added these little a bell pluck and then a little synth plug. These are both in silent. They're presets that I found. So a lot of reverb spread out with the channel or the sample delay. I may change that up a little bit. Change up the melody of that a little bit. May or may not. And then I introduce the piano here. That is the same melody that happens in the drop. I am probably going to strip it down a little bit so that I don't have this turnaround here. This right here. You'll see. Whoops, this turnaround right here. I may strip that down a little bit so that it doesn't give away the complete melody before you get to the drop, so it's not quite as much of a yawn when you hit the drop. Okay, on the pluck, I added a low pluck. Whoops. Okay, so I added a low pluck at the suggestion of I believe someone in the Hyperbits message board, the masterclass, Hyperbits masterclass. That's a really great masterclass that I took in 2016 from Hyperbits, and he has a alumni message board, and one of the guys suggested to add or drop it an octave, but I just added a pluck an octave lower to kind of round out the sound. And so together it sounds like this. Without the low pluck, it sounds like this. So it really helped a lot, and can't remember the guy's name, but thanks a lot for that suggestion. And then the Vox, the vocal effects bus, I added the Jack Joseph Puig, or I forgot how you pronounce his name. It's really a great vocal processing unit. I have it on female. Added a little bit of presence. I don't think I touched anything else. And it really helps it cut through the mix and adds a little bit of air. Then I also added, when it goes into the build here, you'll see, I'll just play it here. This changes up the order of the effects here. And obviously, everything's just wide open. And so eventually, probably in the next episode, I will add effects and automation and maybe just throw the outro over here. I really hate intros and outros, but I've heard other producers say that too. But anyhow, one of the other things that I did is that I took this bass, which was on a G. I took it up to it's on a G here. I didn't take it up, I took it down. I'm thinking of taking it up. I took it down to a D sharp 0. I'm thinking of taking up, see what it sounds like up here. See if that works. Yeah, I think it works better bringing it up to the D sharp rather than dropping it down like I had it before. But it adds a little bit of interest that, okay, it's kind of like a bridge, I guess, or something. Then what I think I'm going to do is take these plucks and start adding notes higher up the scale and have it just build up and then filter up and open up the reverb, and then drop everything down for either a 4-beat pause or maybe just a 2-beat. I think a 2-beat might work a little bit better, before it hits the drop. So that's pretty much it, I believe. That's all I've added. And obviously, everything's going to be brought way down right here. Then it's going to kind of build up again. And then when the plucks hit, it'll drop down when the plucks come in, and then they'll come up and drop back down. And then we'll drop down again and then build up. And then I'll have a bunch of effects, probably a snare roll and, the riser type effects along with it. And then, of course, crashes, reverse cymbals, all the stuff that goes with it. There's still a lot to do. That's what I call putting the furniture in. I build the basic house, the foundation, the framework, all the rooms, and then I throw in the furniture, and then it becomes a complete track. That's the way I look at it. So it's time for me to get back to work, and thanks for watching. And those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you're looking forward to the next episode, hit that subscribe button, and it'll show up on your page. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.